William and Emma were living a happy and peaceful life with their 3 daughters. There was no lack of anything in their house. William had a good business, while Emma was a homely, good-natured wife. They had a magnificent and spacious house in the city, in which an old mother also lived permanently. She was destitute, so William gave her shelter in his house. But when does family let anyone live in peace? They always taunted William and Emma that they did not have a son. They said that there was no heir to the property worth millions and the luxurious mansion. Everything would be wasted like this. But William and Emma only laughed at these things. They were happy with their fate. If Allah had not given them a son, they were also proud of their daughters. They believed that there is wisdom in everything Allah says. Their eldest daughter was named Lily, the second was Serena, and the youngest daughter, Sophia, was very beautiful, innocent, and loved by her parents. Every wish of the 3 was fulfilled. They were raised with love and affection. One day William brought a boy to his house. The boy's name was John. He was a handsome, intelligent, and polite boy. His parents were no longer in this world. John was the son of William's close childhood friend Jamshet. Jamshet wrote a letter to William a few days before his death. William left all his work as soon as he read the letter and left Gujarat for Multan to visit Jamshet. When he went there, he found Jamshet on his last breath, lying on his deathbed. Jamshet's wife, who was John's stepmother, showed by her behavior that she did not intend to do anything good for John. After much thought, Jamshet remembered his old friend William. William repaid the friendship. He left everything and immediately arrived. Jamshet requested William to take the responsibility of John's upbringing and education. William promised that he would raise John like his own son, give him a higher education, and not let him feel any kind of deprivation. Jamshet had refused treatment. He was disappointed, saying that he had little time now, and he had already undergone a lot of treatment, but it was of no use. He was only worried about John. John was the same age as William's eldest daughter Lily. John soon made his way into William and Emma's house. It did not seem at all like he had come from another family. Lily, Serena, and Sophia were told that John was their cousin, who had come to them from Multan, and would now live here with them. The 4 children soon got along well. They all played together, laughed, talked, and shared each other's joys. Emma also found support from John's arrival. John started helping with small household chores. If Emma had to go somewhere, he would be ready to go with her immediately. He had made a place for himself in the hearts of everyone in the house in a very short time. The 3 girls became happier because of John. Sometimes he would bring them round cakes and feed them, sometimes curd or chana chaat. Sometimes he would teach them to ride a bicycle, and sometimes he would take them out and feed them ice cream. His behavior with all 3 was uniform, cheerful, and friendly. The days were passing quickly. John was becoming the apple of everyone's eye. With time, the 3 girls had completed their matriculation. After matriculation, they were taken home, and the process of teaching them housekeeping began. Although in the name of housekeeping, they spent most of their time joking and playing with John, while most of the household chores were done by the maid. Meanwhile, John had enrolled in college after matriculation. William's business was growing day by day, which brought more comforts to the house. In those days, William and Emma decided to go on Hajj and submitted their documents. Emma had long desired to visit the Kaaba. Allah Almighty had given her prosperity, health, and peace, so she was completely ready for Hajj. There was no worry about home because grandmother was present at home, who was like a grandmother to the girls, and John was also present at home as a responsible young man. However, William's relatives were very upset by this decision. While they had 3 young girls, they had brought a young boy into the house who was not a mahram for the girls. Many tongues started wagging in criticism of this decision, but William and Emma did not give importance to anyone's words and continued to accept John's existence as part of their family. A few days later, William received information that John's father, Jamshed, had passed away. Hearing this, William immediately took Emma and John with him and reached Multan, where Jamshed's funeral was held. After the last rites, they all returned to their city. After this incident, John became somewhat quiet. But his family supported him in his grief, comforted him, and never let him feel that he was a stranger in this house. Time was passing, until finally William and Emma had left for Hajj. John, along with Lily, Serena, Sophia, and grandmother, dropped them off at the Lahore airport. On their return, John took the 3 girls on a tour of Lahore. These girls saw Lahore so closely for the first time. On their return, feelings of joy and surprise were evident on their faces. They all reached Gujarat late at night. In the absence of William and Emma, John not only took care of all the responsibilities of the house, but also took great care of the 3 sisters. Whenever a sister was sad and missed her parents, John would console her and bring a smile to their faces. He always tried to keep the atmosphere of the house pleasant. The 3 sisters now started to trust John completely. They used to tell him everything that was on their heart. John was no longer just a relative or a guest for them. He had become their support. Meanwhile, the relatives' tongues were unbridled. They were often heard saying that William and Emma had taken an inappropriate step. It was not wise to leave a young stranger with them when they had 3 young daughters. They said that William should have left a close relative behind. But William and Emma knew very well that the real motive of these relatives was only their wealth, not their well-being. That was the reason why they always kept a certain distance from them. Time was passing happily when suddenly, terrible news changed everything. A fierce fire had broken out in the pilgrims' camp, in which Emma and William were also burnt to death. When this tragic news reached their home, there was chaos. It was as if doomsday had broken out on the 3 daughters. There was a world of wailing and crying everywhere. Grandmother was also crying uncontrollably. John stood there speechless, but he controlled himself and started encouraging the 3 girls. When the pictures of William and Emma were shown in the list of pilgrims on TV, John finally became convinced that they were no longer in this world. Relatives started coming home to offer their condolences, but the atmosphere was mournful and lifeless. John was trying to take care of everyone by hiding his heartache. He understood the eyes and gestures of his relatives very well, but at that moment, he was in no condition to answer anyone. A few days later, the relatives returned to their homes, but grandmother was very worried at home. The reason for her worry was that William and Emma had left them with the huge responsibility of their 3 daughters. They themselves were nobodies, abandoned. They had been in this house since Lily was born years ago. Then one day it happened that grandmother's husband had remarried and thrown her out of his house. She was wandering around looking for work. All she wanted was a roof over her head and 2 meals a day. Fate brought her to William. Someone introduced her to William. William brought her to his house. At that time, his daughter was only 15 days old. Grandmother not only got a job, but was also given a decent salary. Although grandmother denied that she felt no need for a salary, William and Emma insisted that it was her right to receive a salary. However, in practice, grandmother never had to spend her own money. Emma took great care of everything for them. Good food, the heat of the fans, the cold of the heaters, clothes for festivals, shoes, socks, warm sheets, shampoo, oil, every basic need of life, Emma herself provided. Grandmother's domestic responsibilities were also very limited. She enjoyed all kinds of peace and respect. She loved every member of the family with all her heart. Every morning she would inquire about everyone's well-being, then get busy with her small tasks. Emma and William often told grandmother, "Don't consider yourself a workaholic. You have now become a member of this family. Worship, rest, eat, and drink whatever your heart desires." But grandmother always replied, "If I sit idle, I will start remembering the bitter moments of my past life. And then I will start getting depressed." That is why she did only those things that were easy to do, and no one felt burdened by her service. She worked for everyone wholeheartedly and did it with joy. Today, grandmother was missing William and Emma very much. It had been 21 years since they had come to this house. They had not only taken care of this house but had also adopted it wholeheartedly. But now, when William and Emma had left this world, people were starting to think differently. They had guessed from the people's words that no one was worried about these 3 girls. The only thing on everyone's lips was how much property and wealth William had left behind. People's intentions were starting to deteriorate. Some were starting to envy John's fate. All these things were making grandmother extremely sad. The sad thing was that even in these circumstances, no one thought seriously about these 3 orphaned girls. Some relatives even went to extremes. They told grandmother bluntly, "Get John out of this house." Grandmother replied with great dignity and courage, "William left John in this house as a trust. Who am I to get him out?" The decision about John was William and Emma's. After much deliberation, they had decided that John would stay in the same house. John was as dear to Emma and William as their own daughters. Although all the relatives fell silent at grandmother's answer, their displeasure was clearly visible on their faces. Due to lack of evidence, they had to go back, but they left many questions behind in grandmother's mind. In those days, John had started visiting William's factory. The employees there told them that the business was suffering a lot of losses. Grandmother told John, "Son, you go and take care of everything. Otherwise, everything that is William's trust is the fate of the girls. Someone else will come and devour everything. John took full responsibility for the factory and, at the same time, started taking care of the three sisters. He would give them time, take them out, and fulfill every small and big wish. He had immense love and respect for the three of them in his heart, but the three of them felt that John was the closest to Lily. He had become their sympathizer, companion, and best friend. The three girls started sharing everything with John without hesitation. In those days, a silent love for John started to arise in Lily's heart. She started loving John in her heart, but she kept this feeling hidden from her two sisters. On the other hand, John was unaware of all this. Then one day the situation suddenly changed. Lily's aunt came to their house and asked for Lily's hand in marriage for her son Javed. She told this to grandmother. Grandmother gently asked for time to think and later discussed this with Lily. Lily told her mother without hesitation, "I cannot marry Javed. I love only John." Hearing this, grandmother remained silent for a while, then refused the proposal. Auntie considered this refusal an insult and replied to grandmother in harsh words, "Stay in your place. Who are you to make decisions?" When Lily heard these words, she felt very sad. She came in front of grandmother and said, "You have no right to talk to grandmother like this. This decision is mine, I have refused. I do not want to marry in my family, and this is my will." Then she said in a low voice, "My parents had also decided the same. I heard them both myself. They said that they would marry their three daughters outside the family or community." Auntie's face became bitter after hearing Lily's words. "There is no shortage of girls for my Javed. I considered you an orphan and asked for a relationship. Don't say that I didn't see a girl from my family." Saying this, she turned around angrily. "I'm leaving." Auntie got angry and left. Lily hugged grandmother and showered her with immense love. When John came in the evening, he brought sweets for everyone. Everyone was happily eating sweets when grandmother said, "Did you bring sweets today for a special occasion? I have something important to tell you." John smiled and said, "Yes, grandmother, please tell me." Grandmother said seriously, "I want to fix your relationship with Lily." John was shocked to hear this. "This suddenly? Grandmother, what did you think?" Grandmother replied gently, "This idea did not come suddenly, John. Today Lily's aunt came to our house. She was asking for Lily's hand for her son Javed. I consulted Lily, and Lily flatly refused. She said that her parents wanted their daughters to marry outside the family. And Lily says she only wants to marry you." John was shocked. This was a secret he had never guessed. Lily was his best friend, but he had never seen her that way. After a few moments of silence, John nodded and said, "Yes," to grandmother. Thus, the preparations for their wedding began. Grandmother set a condition that Lily would keep her feelings for John a secret until the wedding. Lily smiled at grandmother's simplicity, but promised from the bottom of her heart that she would respect grandmother's words. A few days later, grandmother set the date. Sweets were sent to the entire family. Everyone congratulated them, even if only superficially. Grandmother was very happy. She felt as if a great duty was about to be fulfilled. She was blushing in front of William and Emma, in her thoughts. Lily was filled with joy these days. Her feet were not touching the ground. The one she loved immensely, the one she had lived hiding in her heart for years, was going to be hers today. And that day also came with good health and happiness. The whole family had gathered, the two got married with great pomp. Lily was beautiful, John was no less. The pair of both seemed like a pair of the moon and the sun. Both were very happy. After the wedding, both went to the northern regions for their honeymoon. They returned after a month of traveling. During this time, Lily's beauty had improved even more, as if she had been completely transformed. John had completely taken over the factory, and Lily had returned home. She cooked her own food and did all the kitchen work herself. Now she had given grandmother a break. These days, she was worried about Serena's marriage. In this regard, she spoke to the matchmaker, and she showed many good prospects that John also liked, but Serena refused everyone. Grandmother, John, and Lily were all worried due to Serena's continuous refusal. It was a matter of worry. A year had passed while looking at matches, but Serena did not say yes. John said to Lily, "Lily, you find out? You are her sister. How will life go on like this? I am very worried about Serena's marriage. After this, I have to look at Romana's marriage too. Grandmother's health is also not good. We have to fulfill Serena's duty quickly. What can I do, John? I have tried to explain in every way, but I don't know why she has become so stubborn," Lily said helplessly. At night, when Serena fell asleep, Lily entered her room. Lily knew that Serena had a habit of writing a diary. Lily and John took out the diary and started reading it. As Lily read the diary, the ground beneath her feet gradually gave way. Darkness covered her eyes. John himself was also feeling very ashamed. The diary clearly and distinctly stated, "I love John. John's arrival has brought a wave of happiness to my life. Whenever I am sad, John is the first to know. And like someone very close to him, he turns my worries into happiness. I really like his explaining things to me like an adult, taking care of me. But what is this? What news did grandmother tell me today? My heart is broken. But I can't tell anyone." Lily Baji was very happy. I couldn't spoil her happiness. She was going to get married to John. Grandmother finds and brings a lot of boys these days, but Lily has clearly refused to marry grandmother, that she cannot marry anyone. Grandmother looks for the best boy, but how can she tell Lily that none of them are like John? But grandmother cannot understand this. Lily was very worried. Her heart wanted to go somewhere far away from this house, so far that she would never come back. It had become very difficult for her to live in this house, but where should she go? She had no place to go. Today she was missing her mother and father very much. Lily started crying after reading the diary. John was trying to quiet her down. How much pain Serena is in. Not only was she Abu's darling, but today there is no one to listen to her sorrow. I made a big mistake. I didn't know that she loved you, Lily was saying while crying. John, I can't see Serena in this condition. I'm her elder sister, I'll bring her happiness back, Lily said decisively. What do you mean by that? John asked in confusion. You have to marry Serena, Lily said calmly. John jumped up. What are you saying? Marriage is not a doll's game. How did you say such a big thing so easily? John was very surprised, but Lily stubbornly said, It's not a big deal, you just have to listen to me. John was very surprised and annoyed by her words. This was not something that was going to be easily digested. Everyone will be very surprised, the peace of our house may end. How will we tolerate those who make things up? John said. And then Sophia's marriage will also come up. What will be told to these people? But Lily seemed to have closed her ears from all sides. John got fed up and decided to talk to grandmother and told her the whole story. Grandmother was surprised. What has happened to Lily? Why is she behaving so childishly? Grandmother explained to Lily well, God's wrath. What has come to your mind? Have all the single boys run out? Are there not enough suitors for my daughter Serena, that you thought like this? Grandmother got angry. Grandmother, I have thought like this on Serena's wish, Lily replied. Grandmother seemed to be shocked. What did you do? Serena said all this with her own mouth. Grandmother could not believe it. No, she did not say anything to me. It would have been better if she had talked to me before I got married. I would have made her wear my red wedding dress. I read her diary. I wanted to know the reason why she refuses every match, why she does not get married and settle down. It has been 2 years and still not. Grandmother said, the heart cannot be controlled, matters of the heart are very strange. I did not make this decision emotionally, I made it after thinking carefully. Look son, Serena is the same as her soul for me. This should not become a problem for both of you later. Your house should not be damaged. Lily smiled and said confidently, nothing like this will happen, everything will be better. Grandmother remained silent while smiling. John did not say anything after seeing the two of them. Lily went to Serena's room and said, Serena, I have arranged your marriage. Serena said in a pleading manner, no, it is not obligatory. Please do not marry me. Lily said lovingly, you have to get married, I swear to you. And then Lily said, let me also tell you who I am arranging it with. Serena was surprised and said, how is this possible? Lily said calmly, this is not a joke, Serena. Serena began to feel panic. Lily said, I have decided after much thought. This is your marriage for the whole family, and your shopping will start tomorrow. There is still a whole week left. You just have to stay in your room and whatever happens, hide from John. But Serena did not listen to anything and kept refusing. Lily had planned Serena's wedding very thoughtfully. She shopped very beautifully, and no family member was informed about it. A small ceremony was held at home, in which a beautician was called to do Serena's beautiful makeup. Serena looked very attractive. The cleric was called to the house and performed the marriage, and after that, Serena was left in her room. Serena's room was beautifully decorated so that she did not feel the lack of anything. Lily wanted all her wishes to be fulfilled. John was also sent to Serena's room, then she herself went to her room tired. Grandmother also hugged her and consoled her. Lily hugged her mother, grandmother, and cried for a long time. She had made a great sacrifice of her love, emotions, and home. It is said that a woman can bear any pain, but it is difficult to share her husband with anyone. Lily had done all this for Serena's happiness, and seeing the joy in Serena's eyes, she found peace. The next day, food was distributed among the poor in the name of the wedding, while Romana was surprised and worried about what was happening. Lily hid this secret in her heart. The day after the wedding, Lily said that Serena should now be taken on a honeymoon. John said that there was a lot of work in the factory, and it was important for him to be there. But John lost in front of Lily's stubbornness. Serena quickly packed her things, and at night both of them left for their honeymoon. After their departure, Lily became sad. She could not live without John. A strange restlessness had taken over her heart. 15 days seemed like 15 months to her. Lily's heart was not in her work, and a feeling of emptiness surrounded her all the time. She missed John a lot, and Romana also felt all this. That Lily Baji had started to be sad and depressed, which Lily excused as her ill health. It was also a matter of gratitude that John had not arranged any program for a month, while Lily herself had planned a month-long trip to the northern regions for her own honeymoon. They spent a month in the northern regions and were immersed in memorable moments. Both of them had a very pleasant time there and were not in any hurry to return. John asked sympathetically, Lily, have you fallen ill? Lily replied, Hey son, I was about to go crazy, that's why I sent you, but my heart doesn't feel anywhere without you. Grandmother had clearly explained, Oh, so this is it. Now I repent. I will leave Lily. John laughed and said, That won't happen from now on. He told Serena, Son, now you go to your room, change, and sleep. From today John will sleep in Lily's room, and this is the order. Justice and fairness between husband and wife is that responsibilities should be fulfilled properly. John promised that he would take care of his house with all honesty. All the responsibilities that grandmother had distributed were going well. Lily was a resourceful girl, and grandmother was very happy that she really had a big heart. During this time, grandmother, John, Sophia, Lily, and Serena were all happy. Grandmother had started putting Serena in her kitchen so that she could take care of the housework and be happy after praying. Serena silently obeyed grandmother and got busy with the kitchen chores. Serena was very grateful to Lily in her heart because she knew that this task was not easy. John had also told everything about how he had planned everything by reading Serena's diary, and this had increased the respect for Lily in Serena's heart. At the same time, grandmother started looking for matches for Sophia. He showed 2 or 3 matches that Sophia liked, but when Sophia came to know for whom the matches were being looked for, she was very upset. He had told grandmother in clear words that no match should be found for her. Recently Sophia had announced that she would not marry any boy. Grandmother was very upset after hearing this news because it was difficult to accept such a decision easily. When grandmother talked to Lily, she also became very worried. Lily had thought that Sophia's house would be built in any case, but when she talked to Sophia herself, Sophia also expressed her firm intention that she did not want to get married. How could Lily not be upset? She was very restless and worried in her heart. John also tried to convince Sophia and said that he would talk to Sophia himself, but all efforts were in vain. Sophia also told John the same thing. Due to all this, both Lily and Sophia became very worried. At that time, grandmother was missing William and Emma the most. Whatever their parents decide, the world has no objection to their decision. But Sophia's refusal increased grandmother's immense worry. Every good match was put in front of Sophia, but she was not ready to accept any. Grandmother explained to Sophia in strict words and even disrespected her to some extent, which made Lily very upset. Serena also persuaded Lily with great understanding and finally accepted the match. Lily's health was also bad these days. Grandmother took special care of her and used to prepare old powerful dishes. Lily rarely felt like eating, but she became helpless in front of grandmother's love, and when she ate something, grandmother would be happy. Meanwhile, Lily gave birth to a son, which was great news for the family. A wave of happiness spread throughout the house, and sweets were distributed everywhere. All the rituals were performed with enthusiasm, and everyone was very happy. Sophia's friend also came to congratulate her, and she was sitting in the drawing room talking. Lily was feeding the baby in her room when the baby fell asleep. After that, Lily thought that she would meet Sophia's friend, but suddenly the voices of both of them outside the drawing room stopped Lily's steps. "When your mother told you that when you grow up a little, she will get you married to John, why didn't you tell your mother or Lily Baji?" Sophia's friend said. Sophia replied, "I couldn't tell anyone." "Why couldn't you talk? There was a conversation between you and your mother, you had a trust. You should have told Lily, you should have told her. Your mother had made you promise that she would marry you only to John. She was saying that you have been in love with John since that day." Lily stood there surprised, worried about what was happening. What kind of test was this in her fate? She returned to her bedroom with broken legs. By night, she had controlled herself and decided to talk to her mother, grandmother. When grandmother heard this, she also got worried. After all, why was all this happening in their house? So they together told John and Serena. "What do you want now?" John asked confusedly. "I want everything right now," Lily said with satisfaction. "What do you mean?" Grandmother shouted. "John will have to marry Sophia," Lily said with a sigh. Hearing this decision, John and Serena were shocked. "You have turned marriage into a game," grandmother said angrily. "I think so too," John said angrily. "This was my mother's wish, and I will fulfill this wish at all costs," Lily stated. Each time, no one was listening to Lily. Sophia was unaware of all these things. John started coming home late, each time deliberately coming late so that Lily would not argue with him. But where was Lily going to stop? John had lost to her constant stubbornness and her tears because John had only truly loved Lily, and Lily knew this. He had agreed, and Lily was very happy that he had believed her. Lily also convinced Romana, and Romana also agreed. The next Friday, John and Romana's marriage was celebrated in a magnificent manner. The sudrees was granted, patience was fulfilled, all the joys were celebrated. Romana was very happy in her heart. Both were sent on a honeymoon. The whole family was wondering, what decision had Lily made? What decision had Islam made regarding two sisters at a time? Islam does not allow the marriage of two sisters at a time. Then how were these three sisters in the marriage of one man? The truth of it was this, and this truth was known to grandmother. William and Emma's only child was Lily. After Lily was born, something went wrong with Emma. The doctor told her that she could never become a mother again. Both had agreed to the will of Allah. Serena was found crying in front of their house, in the middle of the night, in the rain. Both of them had picked her up, held her to their chest, and made her their daughter. A year later, when Emma's sister had a sixth daughter, her brother-in-law refused to keep her in his house. William adopted her, Sophia. Emma and John also knew all this. If you liked our story, then like our story and subscribe to our channel to hear more stories like this. Thank you for listening to the story. See you in the next video. Until then, God bless.